Hello, welcome to the Box Podcast. It's just two brothers in a room talking about anything that they like.
Talking about wrestling, breaking news, the weather outside, my itchy asshole,
Just whatever's on our minds.
the condition of the god-awful rash building up right now.
Okay,
I'm just kidding.
That's very hypothetical.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just making a joke.
Although, at one point today at work, my ass did feel wet, and I was very concerned.
Oh boy.
But I guess that's too much information for some people.
Tonight, because recording's at night, tonight it is, now January 19th. It is currently 1 in the morning
1:16 in the morning.
because, I don't know, we're not tired.
We're not tired.
We just had our coffee because that's what we do. We drink coffee at night because we're stupid.
Technically, my coffee was a Dr. Pepper that I should not have been drinking, but oh well.
Just kidding. I didn't drink coffee. All I had was like the little Airhead rainbow candies that taste basically like a Red Bull.
They do pretty much taste like
They
a
taste
Red
like Red Bull. So it's like I can say that's the caffeine.
Gurnine or whatever that is in those little shits. Taurine.
The
Amino acid, whatever, as if that makes up for all like the whale sperm or whatever the fuck is in these things that we don't know about.
the fucking tree frogs they squeeze the shit out of just to produce that stuff. I don't know what animal they hurt to make that.
Fucking
Or
yeah.
what plant they picked out of some fucking dumpster in the back of the factory or something.
Fucking animals were harmed in the making of this product.
You will lose all your hair if you drink our product.
Or gain some of it back. Side effects will vary.
Or you'll there you go. You'll gain your hair back just in the place you didn't want it to grow back in.
Didn't want it to grow back in. Oh jeez, you got a poofy ass.
So you might have to check all areas.
Some ladies will probably have like, poofy snatches.
Oh boy.
It's just like a jungle down there. There's like animals in it too. It's like a river.
Then again, what do you say that's what crabs is?
It is. And
Little
it affects
little
both
organisms,
men and women.
making a home down there, except it just never mind.
It's their genitals.
This is getting disgusting. But anyway, this is a podcast where we just talk about whatever's on our minds.
Yep.
Or at least about topics ranging from mostly wrestling. Sometimes we talk about our favorite video games or favorite experiences, like the time we saw Monday Night Raw once.
Oh my god.
The first and last time we ever went to a live, no. More like the first time we ever went to a live anything.
First and last time.
Later we went to the Cow Jam Festival.
Oh, well, as far as like wrestling shows, it was our first and last one.
Well, in general, like live performances.
Okay, then you're right.
Because I think it's live, and so I just think it's all part of one thing.
Yeah.
It counts.
It counts.
I mean, music is involved.
Right, yeah.
Unless it's just silence and it's just the fucking guy coming out.
Just doing his thing.
Which, if this is a Japanese wrestling show, that can easily happen. If some guy decided, like, I want to come out to silence, I'm pretty sure since the people are super, like... Because since, like, the culture in Japan, everyone is, like, pretty obedient to the point where if you give them a direction, like, for example, like a crowd, like, hey, we need y'all to be silent, they're like, okay. And then the guy comes out and it's like, silence. Because everyone is, like, there's not really, like, a lot of people that are... that want to be the rebel. They just don't want to cause trouble. So it's like, sure. If you need us to stay quiet for this, yeah, I know, right?
Contrast to Americans who don't shut the fuck up.
But yeah.
Speaking of which, I thought that was funny that you brought that up because I remember there was an NXT Takeover show. In the beginning of the show, like it was dark, and I think it was either the first or second NXT Takeover show. It's like that show's pay-per-view. And basically, like, it was all dark in the ring, and then there was like a spotlight on Triple H, and he was talking about the future or whatever, some nonsense. And then he I forgot what he says, but then he later just like lifts up his arms, and then like all the lights come out, and then that's when they bring in the sound of the crowd, and it looked really, really cool. But after I watched that show, I saw a clip of before it happened. It's very funny. And people kept chanting, and they kept doing, this was like 2016, 17, people who, the crowds in those years were notoriously not no good, not really good at shutting the fuck up. And then and there's a video from the crowd of like Triple H. He was standing there, looking all dramatic because they were about to start the broadcast with this spot, and people were like chanting, I don't know, like, oh,
especially if it's just a bunch of drunk people.
It might have been,
which probably maybe
it's
80% of the crowd was probably drunk as hell.
And basically,
they probably all fucking shotgunned a 6-pack individually in the parking lot before walking in.
Don't know why you would do that. I don't know how that would make a wrestling show better for you. But what happened was that Triple H he was waiting for the crowd to be quiet, and then at one point he picks up the mic and then he says, "Can you please be quiet?" And he said it really politely, and people were like, "Oh!" And then that makes him just louder because you don't tell a whole crowd of people to shut up, because they just won't do it. Wherever it was, the people there were not shutting the fuck up.
This is the first piece of entertainment that they had in weeks.
Fucking hell.
Besides,
nobody comes to our town anymore ever since the 1970s because of 20 cent beer night or whatever the fuck. But I could see that happening in Japan, where like they tell the whole crowd to be quiet for this entrance, and they'll do it, which would be nice.
Holy shit, Japan is different. I mean, not like I've been there before, but after watching a lot of videos,
but it feels like you have.
Yeah, I know, right? Just living vicariously through them, I like learn and experience the Japan culture. But yeah, though, like if you were to tell, like for example, like because I mean they have wrestling too, and if there's like for some reason a guy or a star who his entrance is him just fucking walking to the silence for some reason, they can do it in Japan, because if they ask the crowd, they'll be like, yes, for this guy, we need everybody to be quiet because that's part of his thing, and everybody will be like, all right, sure, yeah, I mean, no problem, sure, we'll do it. Just tell us when. Like,
love
okay,
to see that, and this person has like a stern look on his face, like it looks scary.
If I was in that crowd, of course I'll be respectful and be quiet too, but I'll be trying so hard not to fucking laugh because I'm just like, this is so stupid. But at the same time, I'd be amazed though at the fact that the crowd is just so, like the crowd is so cooperative compared to American crowds where fucking everybody's drunk.
Oh my god, like,
except for like the kids whose drunk dad didn't want to fucking be there in the first place, has the fucking
alcohol's an escape.
I guess so for many of us, yes. And not to say that there are no such thing as drunk people in Japan, but when it comes to crowd control, it's probably much easier in Japan.
That reminds me of Tommaso Ciampa. While he was champion, he would come out to no music, and people would just boo him because that's the whole point. He's the bad guy. But it just looked very funny, but after a while, it looked really, really cool because he just like, I don't care what you all think. I need to do this for myself. And he had no music.
It's kind of like Batista when he went heel and he would walk out with just a spotlight. Yeah, there you go, just a spotlight.
I like that Batista. I thought the Batista was really, really cool. He was just like, I'm the fucking man.
It just, because, the John Cena, the Superman of the WWE, was under threat of basically this new General Zod, which is Batista, wanting to, try to steal John Cena's spotlight.
Because he thought he was writing-wise,
writing-wise.
Not to say he felt that way in real life. But writing-wise, he wanted to be like steal the star. He felt he was the star, man. And he was gonna prove to him and John to prove to John
be better
Cena.
At you and all these things that you're already doing now.
All you do is kiss babies. That's what he told him once.
Honestly.
Oh my God, John! Like with personal feuds involving John Cena, that's always the thing they say. They always bring up that he's the man, and it's the same thing what happened with CM Punk and him. And then that pretty famous segment where I think they signed a contract for a title, and then CM Punk was talking a lot of crap to John Cena, and then he was telling him, and I'm really happy that your dad is here so that he can hear this, and he made it fucking personal. It was really good.
I feel like that's what makes wrestling cool. At least when you get, not to sound like a dick, but like good wrestlers.
Good wrestlers, but in this case with the WWE, like they're very restricted on what they can do.
That's true.
Yeah, there was a lot.
This ain't no ECW.
No, and this
anything goes.
And this probably the same thing with AEW. I'm sure they have far less restrictions than what the WWE have as far as like what the talent can do. There's a lot of moves that the company took away because they're afraid that And a lot some of these moves were like pile drivers and like flip and like you know dives that require a lot of flips,
Moonsaults.
moonsaults, and some superheroes can do very really well, and hit it, but there is kind of like that possibility of like probably missing a rotation and then you land on your head and that's not good.
Right.
And they took away some of these moves so then they don't so that the talent becomes less injured, but I don't think that matters because because this is a sport, I guess if you can call it that. It's a sport where people get injured almost all the time. Sometimes anything
constantly.
can happen,
It's basically like the NFL,
and they do this so
just
that
without the pads. But even the pads, fucking people still walk out with like I don't know,
it's
a
not even
sprained
the
wrist or
pads.
something.
It's more like sometimes like their legs
Oh yeah,
like,
it's
they'll be like
mostly
a pile up,
it's mostly their
and then
legs.
their legs just bend in a way that's not
Well-
intended to bend because like they can't do anything about it because like there's so much weight on them because of two guys and they're going this way and that
Fucking
way and they
five
just snap their
guys.
legs.
Like all five of them
Oh,
weighing
man.
like 300 pounds.
That reminded me of that Navarro Bowman.
Oh my God.
Shit that happened like what was it? I think it was the Super Bowl.
No. It was the
NFC.
I think it
It
was
was the NFC Championship.
NFC.
Yeah, it's because
I don't know the difference between the fucking divisions.
So okay, so the
It was a 49ers game.
yeah, so it was the Seahawks 49ers game. They're both in the NFC division, and they were playing the NFC divisional game. Because then I remember after that, then that's when the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl. Because in the NFL,
You're right. It is the NFC because I think
yeah, they're both
the
in the
Cardinals
NFC
are
West.
in that
Yeah, and the Cardinals
division
are in that too.
too.
Divisions in the NFL are weird because like
Yeah,
there's
because,
one
like,
division. Well, it's the same thing in
You have the
hockey.
AFC West, but you also got the NFC West. And if you know your fucking shit right, you can fucking easily memorize it. I remember there
Yeah.
were books in fucking elementary school that talked about the AFC divisions, and the whole time I was just thinking like, who the fuck remembers this shit? Like, how do you remember that?
people who love
Well,
this
yeah, I
sport.
mean like sports fans do.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
it's kind of like me with the NHL. Well, with the NHL, it's a lot better because if you're in the West and you're in the West, and there is no it's because
Don't they also have like a metropolitan division too?
yeah, that's in the East.
Oh, never mind then.
Well, it's because with the NFL, they go both ways. There's no, it's not like in basketball and hockey where there's like East and West, where there's only going to be like the West Coast teams on the West Coast, because it's not like let's say, because in the same thing like in baseball where they have the AL West and the NL West. And it's just like that in the NFL, and it's a little bit confusing. But if you just remember that, not their subdivision, like where they're at, but as far as like they're in the NFC or AFC, that's how you're able to remember easily. And it makes that a little confusing because like I think because of like the 49ers, they're in the NFC West, but the Raiders are in the AFC West. And I believe the same thing with the Chargers. They're in the AFC West, and it kind of makes that confusing when you're talking about West Coast teams if you don't know if you don't know what you're
West
talking
Coast
about.
Classics.
West Coast Classics.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just still find that confusing because, like, in other sports, you just have the West, you have the East,
It's so much
and that's
easier.
it, and some other shit in between. But but the chunk is just the East or the West.
It's divided.
That's it.
But in hockey, it is a little bit weird because the Chicago Blackhawks, who are in Illinois, which is in the East Coast, are apparently a part of the Western Conference.
That's weird, man.
Which is very weird, yes. And that's the only team I can think of that are not in the West, but they are in the West. And that fucking makes no sense. But, I mean, I don't know.
I guess the NHL league.
I think they just had to do that so that the division so the conferences are balanced, because I feel like the Western like if they actually did it by location, the Western Conference would be heavily outnumbered by the Eastern Conference. Like they'll probably have like maybe like 8 or 10. They'll probably have like 8 or 10 teams less than the Eastern Conference. And I guess they just do that, even though it makes no sense. But just so then there's like 32 teams right now in the NHL. There's like 9 or 10 teams in both divisions, just so that everything's balanced, even though it doesn't make sense.
Now that we're in sports, Did you hear about the Bucks and Saints game that happened?
Yeah, I heard about it, and then there was like and there was like a clip. I don't know who the hell shot this, but there's a clip of Tom Brady and Drew Brees who met in the field, who went back to the field in their street clothes just to, I guess, just to be friends.
Street clothes. That's what we have to do. Just in normal clothes, not in their normal kits.
Yeah, they were not in the uniforms. They were just in the regular clothes. It's almost like they went to the locker rooms. They changed, and then they were just like they're just like, all right, we can hang out now. And plus, like, their kids were there, so they were just
It's
hanging
like
out pretty
fucking
much.
Superman, walking into a phone booth and he's Clark Kent again.
Yeah,
He's
pretty
like, I
much.
can now walk on the street again. I don't have to be in the air anymore.
And apparently, people are really chalking this up that this might be at least Drew Brees' last game.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. Drew Brees is already really really old, and I mean he's already accomplished a lot in his career. He's set records and he's broken records, and he has a Super Bowl championship.
Yeah, he has one.
And he has
He
one.
has one.
And even though it's one, it's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. One is already a lot.
Yeah, one is already
It's
a
a
lot.
Super Bowl ring.
Super Bowl ring.
It's not a fucking Pro Bowl,
selection.
selection
And it's
or
crazy,
or an
like,
MVP award. Well,
Yeah.
even though that's a big deal, but I
Yeah,
mean, it's a fucking Super Bowl though.
It's like you made it.
Exactly. You played a season, did everything you're supposed to do, and you won. You won the big game.
Yeah,
That's hard to do
it's hard to do.
because there are a lot of teams with a lot of people who may never actually make it to the Super Bowl, let alone win it.
And the thing is that Drew. Let me look this up because I know I assume they're both in their 40s.
Yeah,
Right
I
now.
think. Yeah, I think.
See,
That's-
Mr. Breeze.
I want to say they're both 40, like
Oh, here we
right
go.
there. Like
Pondering retirement again. Again. Oh, I guess this happened before.
I guess it's happened before.
New Orleans Saints Drew Brees has no regrets. But when asked what would weigh into a decision, I'll keep that to myself right now. Well, of course. I mean, you don't want to fucking. He's
Andrew Breeze.
So Andrew. Wait, is that what it said?
No, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean that would make sense because people call themselves Drew for Andrew. No, it's just Drew. Drew Christopher Breeze.
Drew.
From Dallas, born in Dallas. He is 42 years old.
Yeah, that's.
So he's pretty damn
I guess
old.
yeah, that's
Now for
unless
Thomas
you're-
Brady.
for Thomas Brady or Thomas Brady.
Yeah, here it is. Tom Brady touching TD pass to Drew Brees' sons go viral. Oh yeah, they're just hanging. Yeah, they were just. Hanging.
Yeah, a lot of people made a big deal about that.
I didn't see. Okay, so Drew Brees is also 43 years old.
Drew Brees, you mean TB?
Yeah, TB.
Yeah, he's 43, so he's 1 year older
Right.
than Drew Brees.
So they're basically around the same age range. And Tom Brady, I don't see him retiring anytime soon. He'll probably play maybe another season or two. But it looks like Drew
Yeah,
Brees
people
is
are saying that he might have at least one more in him.
at least
One more.
And
before he calls
a
it.
lot of people were saying that like Drew Brees looked like his younger self in this game against the Saints. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any highlights, but I assume it was like a really like touchdowny game. There's touchdowns everywhere. Drew Brees is really good. Is a really good quarterback, and no. Well, yeah, he is. But I meant to say Tom Brady's a really good quarterback. But Drew Brees has set records, and he's in like the top 5 or I believe top 5 or top 10 of touchdown passes. So these are really really good gunslingers, you can say, as
Right.
far as like throwing dimes to the receivers and getting touchdowns. So in a lot of people, I guess, felt happy that Tom Brady looked like he showed flashes of his old self. Which is weird to say. Because he seems to be
You
himself.
remind me of what you used to be.
Yeah. You look at yourself in the mirror and you're just like, what happened to us?
What the hell happened? What happened to the American dream?
With the American dream.
What happened to winning the Super Bowl?
Jesus. That's what
I've
they all
been seeing
say.
a lot of people also like make a big deal about how, like the footage of Drew Brees and the team heading back to the locker room and like him taking like one last look
Oh yeah.
at the stadium, just one last look, and people were like saying like, I don't cry a lot, but this made me tear up.
I didn't really
Choke
see
up, I mean,
the big
fuck.
deal about this. Well, then again, it's because
I'm a man.
I one didn't see the game, and two, I guess I'm not fully aware of like the significance of Drew Brees and how big of a deal he really is. But yeah, I can see why a lot of people made a big deal about that, and just I won't be surprised if he calls it quits now.
It's kind of like when Dwayne Wade like retired. You know, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Dwayne
Oh,
Wade."
and another thing, I think there was reports.
Dwayne Wade played like one last amazing game before he said like, "Yeah, I'm done now."
And there were reports that during, I think when the game was about to end, like Drew Brees was I didn't know that Jameis Winston is on the Saints.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that either.
I didn't know
I thought Jameis Winston was done.
I thought Jameis Winston was out of the league.
I even heard
thought
about
he went to China.
I even heard about Robert Griffin Robert Griffin III as a backup for Lamar Jackson, and I thought he was out of the fucking league already.
Yep.
And that surprised me. I was like, fuck, he's still in the NFL. Like,
still in the NFL. I don't know why. He's a very injury prone player, but I guess much like Teddy Bridgewater, I guess they have their uses.
Yeah.
But
if they can still do the job, then alright, fuck it.
But what happened was that Drew Brees, I guess people read lips, or maybe there was some hot mics, but they did see that he was telling Jameis Winston, "This is your team now."
Oh yeah, the
sort
whole
of
fucking
even
like
more solidifying,
passing the torch around,
passing the torch to I guess repassing the torch to Jameis Winston.
This is your team now. All of this. It's like, yeah, I'm the fourth string, bro.
Oh my god, I think he might be the fourth string.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Jameis Winston is gonna go eat again, probably less. If he's gonna be anything like Cam Newton, he's not gonna be eating at all.
He's gonna have at least one chicken sandwich.
Have one chicken sandwich in like
instead of the usual 3 he might have.
300 interceptions. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll have a different story than Cam Newton. But yeah, I guess for a lot of people, like a lot of old stars are starting to retire now.
I mean, fucking like the people we grew up watching are starting to retire now. Shit. Can you fucking believe that shit, man?
Yeah, I mean,
god damn,
it's not surprising.
I know.
I mean, the only thing we can be happy is that there's new people that are still playing just as good as they are, and they'll be around for a long time too.
Right? Yeah, like Lamar Jackson,
Deshaun Watson,
Tua Vilo. I don't know how to say that dude's name, but that new dude.
That new dude.
Very good quarterback as well.
These guys are going to be. Oh, Patrick Mahomes as well.
Patrick Mahomes is a big fucking deal.
So yeah,
there's still So there's a lot of good talent. Baker Mayfield
as well.
So there's a lot. I mean, I guess since we're only Miles Carey or Ryan Tannehill, the comeback of Ryan Tannehill.
Mr. Utility.
I guess since we're just talking about QBs.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, yeah, this is a story starting a QB. So that makes sense. You know what? What was I thinking about just? Oh yeah, what did you think of that roast on that Rockets game of the guys saying like of the commentators saying like, oh, and well, here we are at the Rockets game, and it clearly looks like what was his name?
Was this before James Harden was traded?
But there you go, James Harden. Oh. Yeah. This was before. This is probably like the game before it happened, or 2 games before it happened.
And it looked like James Harden had a pregame meal.
Clearly, James Harden looked like he had a pregame meal. Okay, chill out, man. I don't know. When I heard that guy, I was like, no, let him keep going. This is
chill
funny.
out, man. Yeah, fuck you. I mean, look, the son of a bitch. Like he's like.
You're the commentators. You guys have a free pass to diss on players, bruh.
And I mean, I don't think
so. It makes the commentating funny and engaging.
Well, it's because I feel
it's
like
my attention.
This is like the Houston Rockets proprietary commentators. Like it's
that's
not
right.
like
They don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, because
unless you're like a established dude like Kevin Harlan.
Yeah,
who can say whatever he wants.
Yeah, man, Kevin Harlan. Or it's not like the NBA on TNT where what's his name? Chuck. Wow, I forgot his name. Charles Barkley. Fuck, I don't know. How did I forget his name?
You can look them up real quick.
Yeah, but Charles Barkley will be like, hey, man, hey, man, check out James Harden, man. He look like he eating, but it looks like James Harden has been eating a lot more than just threes. And that's all I can tell you right there.
Oh, my God.
I like to eat, too, but I don't eat before pregame. I mean, just look at him.
Honestly, bro. This is like the chub. I mean, I want to call him fat. I want to call him at least chubby.
he did look chubby, and that's very, very noticeable. And
I
it's
think
wonder why
chubby's
that
like the
guy's
first level
chubby.
before you reach husky.
But
And once you reach husky, you're kind of getting up there before you
it's
reach
even more funny how
chunky, and then you get to fluffy.
and it's even more funny how he like jogs. He like jogs like this with like T-Rex arms. He looks fucking funny, and especially like
I mean, then again, you're just jogging. I mean, you're just in your basketball court with people like inches away from you.
but especially with like especially like in transition, like he just kind of like he just does this and it looks fucking funny. And I was just like, why do you do that?
Come on, fucking flex those arms, man. You're noodling
Like,
them around.
it just looks like he you know it looks like he just like, oh, defense, great. I don't want to do defense.
I just want to fucking break ankles and stare people down.
And what's funny is that
ooh, with the stare down.
oh my god,
I don't know, man.
you don't get that either. Huh?
I don't.
Just like dunking.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Like, I would just see it.
If I saw somebody's like ankles be broken, like I'd be like, "Oh, do you see that?" And you'd be
Okay,
like,
okay. When it comes to ankles being broken, okay, I can see that because it's like, fuck, you kind of feel bad for him, but you're kind of like, fuck that guy at the same time.
yeah.
But when it comes to dunks, though, yeah, that's what I don't understand
What's
about.
not to get? It's just dunking, man.
I don't know. Some
You don't get it.
well, it just a lot of them look so fucking like, I guess to me, like very
similar?
average.
Average.
Just like an average dunk.
Oh
What
my
is
God.
like? What
I
is
want to
like?
see like a best of dunks, and then me reacting to them, and then I want to see what you think of them.
You're just gonna have me just sitting there being like, what's he screaming about? Yeah, exactly. So what?
He's just dunking the basketball.
Honestly, that's just what it looks like. He's just, I don't know,
But
dude.
like, there's just like flair
Like,
that you
like,
notice, and I guess it's because from playing the games, like you see it a lot, and there's some dunks that have names, and it's just the way they put
the
it.
windmill,
Yeah,
the over and out,
it's just like a
the
way,
loop de loop,
Well, there's just like a way these players do dunks, and when you see it,
the pump
you
and
react
stuff,
to it. You
the
just
pump and fake it.
Look, watch. The more
I
you
know,
see
I
it,
know. I
the
do
more
not
you'll get it.
understand it or get it.
But the point here is that James Harden is fat. He's still fat.
I mean, fat is like, I don't know. I feel like fat
he
is not
is,
exactly.
though.
Well, okay.
More like
I want to
he
say he's
gained weight.
there. You go.
Let's say
He's
he
chubby.
gained weight.
He's not fat. If he was fat, then fuck, he'd be like Jamarcus Russell.
I mean, that makes sense since this
That
dude
god-awful
before
photo.
the trade was like not going to practice.
That's probably what done it then.
Probably,
When you stop giving a shit,
he did.
kind of like what boyfriends do after like a year with a girlfriend.
Just like, yeah, I mean, we've done all that shit. I mean, it's
Now that I've made it, I don't have to try anymore. I can eat again. I don't have to
can-
work out.
not to work out.
Oh god. But yeah, I don't understand dunks, man. I really don't. Like, I would see some of the most, at least to me, just like average looking dunks, like,
I feel like
and then
if you're
people are
probably
like,
to see me
"Oh my
dunk,
god, oh!" And like the bench is like reacting so hard. I'm like, I don't. Yeah, I
it's
don't
just
know,
something
man.
that I understand.
I know you do. You most certainly do, but I do not at all. I guess. I don't know. I guess I'm just not excited for things. That's probably it.
I mean, there's.
I acknowledge
few
that it
things-
happened, but I'm like, I'm not excited about it. It's like whatever.
It's dunking, man. They're like,
Dunking is an art.
it is. Just if you watch like a LeBron compilation of him dunking, like I'm sure you will get it.
I
You'll
guess.
get it.
I mean, then again, I would like to see that dunk he made that perfectly mimicked the one Kobe Bryant did. Remember that one?
Yeah, I saw it and I was.
I thought
amazed.
that was the most trippiest thing. This is like moments where I think like people like stars, athletes like LeBron James are like not even human, because they can fucking have like a tragedy happen, like what was the the death of Gianna and Kobe Bryant, and then him like fucking playing a game after that and like doing that exact same dunk and looking the exact same way in the exact same shot in the exact same angle.
It's Mamba mentality, and LeBron has it.
I mean, yeah, there you go. He most certainly
has it.
does. I mean, I feel like LeBron. I don't know. Does LeBron James have any like nicknames like that people?
The King.
Oh,
is-
that's right. The
is-
King.
yeah,
That's right.
King,
The King.
LeBron James is
Right,
one that
the King. That's
is one
right.
that they do.
And then like Kobe had the Mamba,
The Black Mamba.
the Black Mamba. That was his. And then we have King James.
King James.
King James, who is a superhuman.
He is.
in a way.
He's a superhuman. He can play pretty much every position on the basketball court.
He can do it all.
He can do it all.
Wouldn't you be like nervous if your team had to play the Lakers, knowing that it's like
hell
fuck,
yes.
it's us against LeBron James, who can fucking do everything.
I would be pretty damn nervous.
Unless you're Giannis, then you don't give a shit at all.
I'll be honest, just doesn't give a fuck about anyway.
Giannis is huge and doesn't give a fuck at all.
If he gets bullied on the court, and if he notices, he's gonna bully you back, and he doesn't care. I mean, he's got long ass arms, and like even if they're holding him back, he'll still knock your teeth out. Just a fist, like.
I've been seeing clips of the the Nets game today against the Bucks, and KD like fucking bumping him and then fucking
like, oh fuck, man.
And like Giannis like wondering where the hell his foul is. Like, where's my foul at, bro? Did you not see that shit?
Man,
I remember I saw a comment on that. It was on a it was on the that Instagram page, the
highlights
something.
Yeah, that one.
Somebody commented saying that he's just mad because he has an actual functioning Achilles.
Fuck, man.
Sports fans are fucking savage, bro. They really are. Like,
they're
oh my god,
hilarious.
They gotta do another mean tweets, dude, with NBA players, because oh my god, they're so fucking funny.
There was one that I said that made me laugh. That when the Warriors got like I think what was it, like the first or second draft pick. I was like. I was saying, and with the second pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select Klay Thompson's healthy ACL because he's not playing again right now.
Was that really a thing?
Oh well, it's not a thing, but I made it up.
Oh,
I thought it was so funny.
That would be funny, man. That would get a lot of laughs.
The Golden State Warriors have drafted Klay Thompson's healthy ACL. They use their pick for a healthy body part.
A healthy body part that their other guy doesn't have anymore.
Actually,
which is a fucking shame.
Let me see where the Golden State Warriors are, because
that's right, because today they defeated the Lakers.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, because I think LeBron James had the ball at the end of the game, and he just went for like a shot and he missed. And that was the end. LeBrick. LeBron James throwing bricks. LeBrick.
So we had Steph Curry with 26 points, 7 assists, and 1 steal, and we had a double-double from Anthony Davis with 17 points, 17 rebounds, and 7 assists. Jesus. Let's see. Yeah.
That was a close game. That's like 2 points off. They could have went to overtime. Well, actually, no. If LeBron James did make that 3, that would have been clutch, and they would have got a dub today.
Yeah. Standings.
In the standings. Standing in the mud again. God damn it.
The Lakers are at the top of the Western Conference. Meanwhile, the Golden State Warriors are 7th in the Western Conference with a 7-6 record. Yeah, they're definitely not the team that they used to be. Overall, the Lakers are the number 1 team. Behind them are the LA Clippers, and they are 12th in the entire league.
God damn.
Yeah, they're.
Who's number 1 in the whole league right now?
The Lakers, I just said.
The Lakers? Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah. And where are the Celtics at? Because
they're number 4.
Because that's a means for our friends to always fight about is how the Celtics are doing. Because since one of our friends is a Celtics fan.
Again, I think it's funny how they do okay with Kemba Walker, but as soon as Kemba Walker comes off the court, they start winning more. And I think it's because like the team really just basically needs a whoever point guard, and then just let I was about to call him Jimmy Brown for some reason. That's not his name. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, just let them do their thing. They're really, really good on that team. And it seems, and the same thing that happened with Kyrie when he used to be there. Kyrie would he would just do his thing, and they would play okay, lose some games mostly. But then once he's not playing, then they win games, and then Jason Tatum and I was about to say Jamie Brown again. Jaylen Brown just play really, really good, and then it leads to wins. I think that team just does not need a third star. It seems that they're good with what they have, and not to say that having Kemba Walker is not good. I mean, yeah, he's great. He's a great player, but it seems that like whenever they don't have a good starting point guard, they just play better. and it's just a weird phenomenon with the Celtics.
Turns out I didn't need drugs. I just needed to be happier.
Just need to be happier. Oh, speaking of which, fucking Kyrie is a fucking loser right now.
I've been hearing that.
He's not coming to games for some reason, for personal reasons I've heard, and recently I think he was fined a lot of money. It was like, I think either 100,000 or 50,000 for breaking protocol, for going to a Maslix party. Although it was his sister, but I mean, come on, like I guess with that decision, it's hard.
Well, then again, I was gonna say, like, it's no different from what everyone's doing, but then again, when you are an NBA player, everybody's watching you constantly.
Well, it's not just that; it's because once you get back on the court, there's other people there, and if you infect them, then their
it's gonna cause cancellations.
It's gonna cause cancellations and people not playing.
The league doesn't want to have many more games delayed because people are not following the goddamn rules.
Yeah, and this motherfucker is just doing whatever he wants, and it doesn't matter what's happening. Goddamn, Kyrie's like a little girl.
I saw a clip of Stephen A. Smith, like, they were asking him about, you know, what's going on, and he said that if this is what he's gonna keep doing, then he should just retire. Then, I think the big thing he said in that little snippet was that he's not prioritizing basketball.
He's not, clearly.
So if he's not prioritizing basketball, then you might as well just hang up the fucking, you know, the shoes and just call it. Because, you know, it's like...
And then you can get a job at ESPN to give your opinion, because he seems to have opinions about everything.
You know what? You know, when I was in the league, I did a lot of things. And for this particular athlete's situation, I would say just stop going to games. Do what I did.
Just disobey rules.
Because you think so much. You reflect a lot when you don't go to games anymore. And then from there, you just think, well, I should just retire. Just do what I did. And that's something that Kyrie would probably advise younger players to do. Like, you know, just don't go to games. Just fuck them.
It's almost like the Antonio Brown situation, where he was just doing whatever because he stopped caring. And it seems like Kyrie more and more is not caring about basketball at all. I mean, he gets to trade out of Cleveland, and he's happy, I guess. But then he ends up having a bad effect on the team, and they're not happy with him. And then he ends up leaving after he said he was not going anywhere. He ends up leaving to Brooklyn, and he seems to be happy again because, oh yeah, I'm a new team, they'll respect me, hopefully, if you're not an asshole. And he seems to be doing the same shit again. And much like Antonio Brown, he just was having arguments with everybody, just not coming to practice and taking fines, and then posting on social media, acting like the victim, that I'm this and that, and they don't respect me. And even though it's his own doing that's causing the people to be fucking pissed off at him. And Kyrie's doing the same thing right now. And I agree with Stephen A. Smith. If he's just not going to be prioritizing basketball, just stop playing.
Yeah, like he even mentioned how
he's kind of set for life at this point.
Yeah, he even mentioned how, like, you know, he has everything that he needs. Like, he has a team that he wants to be on. He has a coach and Steve Nash that he's been advocating for and asking for.
Shit. I forgot Steve Nash was going to be head coach for the Nets.
Yeah, and then, you know, he talked about that. Like, you know, well, what more do you need? So if you have all the things that you've been asking for, you know, right there in front of you, you know, what's going on? And so, yeah, that's what I've been hearing a lot about too, is like, I don't know, I guess it's just another case of players, I don't know,
who have it all, and they just are slowly throwing it away or something.
I mean, something, it's something.
It is something.
Something is like, you know.
Something is making this happen.
Which is, I don't know, man. I just think that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is really weird.
But then again, we're not Kyrie Irving. We don't know what he's thinking or why he's doing it. It's just, that's news that we're hearing from. Well then, what an episode, huh?
Yeah. I was about to bring up that the Sharks lost again tonight. I'm very pissed off.
In closing remarks, the Sharks lost again.
Logan Couture, I think he got 2 goals in this game. They're not making it happen.
What's the score then? Because it's 2 goals.
5-4. And this was with Devin Dubnyk, their new goalie, which they got from the Wild. I'm like, what the fuck are you motherfuckers doing?
What is going on with y'all?
The other game they lost, I think 5-4. I think so, 5-4 to the Arizona Coyotes.
Arizona,
yeah. Arizona Coyotes. No, Phoenix Coyotes. Arizona Coyotes. Yeah. They lost to the Coyotes. And this would be their second straight loss in the last 2 games. And it's the opposite of what happened in that game with Phil Kessel and the Coyotes scoring 2 goals. and basically just open the floodgates so that they win. I'm like, motherfuckers, like I just want them to start winning.
You're killing me, Larry.
You're killing me, Larry. And plus this is a shortened season. They're playing 56 games when they usually play 80.
Oh damn!
So every game matters, and they cannot be fucking doing this bullshit.
Yeah, because again, things are not what they used to be again.
No, they're still not.
Otherwise,
they're not gonna be
sports
for a while.
Yeah, honestly.
And I guess and they also have a new coach, and I'm just like, fuck, like make something happen, man. Like these Sharks have not been good for like 2 seasons.
Is Joe Thornton still playing?
No, he's on the yes, he is still playing, but he's on the Maple Leafs.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a free. Yeah, that was when me and Danny were talking about a while ago. Yeah, he became a free agent, and then he decided to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it. I mean, okay, so they're 1-2. It's they're sort of played 3 games this season. They got.
Oh, that's right, because the season really started like
a week ago.
There you go.
So
5 minutes ago, actually.
5 minutes ago, the NHL season started. But the thing is that I'm okay with him leaving. He's been there for a very long time. He has been successful. I think he's like top 5 in like assists, which is a big deal. That means he's a really good selfless player. He always looks for other people to make the plays for him. He's a playmaker, and I feel like it'll be almost like what happened to Patrick Marleau, who's also back on the Sharks, which is funny. He comes back and then he leaves and he comes back. But the thing is that I think I'm probably wrong, but Joe Thornton is from Toronto. And I guess it is nice that he gets to go back and play for, to be in his hometown. And also he's also playing with a really, really good, promising, contending sort of Maple Leafs team with Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and among other people. And I'm just happy for him. And I'm just happy. I mean, he is like probably like either this season or next season he's probably gonna retire. He's like in his 40s right now. He's kind of like Drew Brees and Tom Brady. I just feel like this is the time to contend. This is the time to contend to get a Stanley Cup for once in his career. The Sharks haven't been a great franchise. I mean, yeah, they were a consistent team like 5 years ago, and now they're kind of like on and off in the last couple of years. And he's devoted his whole career to them. I'm happy that he's on. I mean, I'm sad that he's gone, but I'm happy that he'll probably find more success on a new team. And the Maple Leafs do look like a good team. So if he can get a Stanley Cup or have a better success on that team, then I'm just happy for him. I'm just happy that he gets to have something better, because the Sharks are not winning right now. And if he was on the Sharks, he'll probably be losing with them. But yeah. But in closing remarks, I hope Joe Thornton gets a Stanley Cup.
As we close off this podcast, Joe Thornton, we pray that you get a Stanley Cup one day.
Jumbo, Joe, get the cup.
Get a ring, baby.
Get a ring.
Just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
Or what's their tagline for winning?
Just win, I guess.
Just fucking win hard.
Just fucking win.
All right. This has been
the Box Podcast.
And yeah, good night, everybody.
We'll see you again.